Okay, so once again, Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening, girls. So today we'll be doing the poem The Camel's Hump and The Huntsman also. Okay, so yeah, page number 16. The Camel's Hump falls under which theme, girls?
Human.
Yes, very good. So today I'm having a throat ache, so please, if my vocal changes, please adjust with me, okay? All right, so The Camel's Hump by Rudyard Kipling. The camel's hump is an ugly lump which, well, you may see at the zoo. But uglier yet is the hump we get from having too little to do. Kiddies and grown ups too, if we haven't enough to do. We get the hump, Camellia's hump, the hump that is black and blue. We climb out of bed with a frowsly head and a snarly, yarly voice. We shiver and scowl, and we grunt and we growl at our bath and our boots and our toys. And there ought to be a corner for me, and I know there is one for you. When we get the hump, Camellia's hump, the hump that is black and blue. The cure for this ill is not to sit still or frowst with a book by the fire, but to take a large hoe and a shovel also and dig till you gently perspire. And then you will find that the sun and the wind and the digging of the garden too have lifted the horrible hump, the hump that is black and blue. Okay, so this poem is about humor, which means wait, I'll tell you all about the poet first. Okay, so this was written by Rudyard Kipling. No, so he was born in India. Okay, so he's an Indian, but still he writes English poems. Okay, so Rudyard Kipling, he was born in India and brought up in England. Okay, so he's known to be a British person, but then he was born in India. Okay, so he's one of the most popular writers in England in both prose and in verse also. Like he writes poems and proses as well. Okay, so he has won a lot of prize in Bombay and also in English countries. Okay, so he studied in Mumbai. Okay, he died in London. Okay, when he was 90 years old. So other than that, the main thing is this poem, the title itself suggests a technique. What is it? In the title itself, we can get the literary technique of metaphor, okay, which means the camel's hump. Here, they're not actually trying to talk about the camel's hump, but they're trying to convey the message of how much lazy people are to do work. Okay, so people are lazy. So in this whole poem, the message of the human laziness is conveyed to the minds of the readers. Okay, so for that, like directly telling that directly is very, like, harsh and sarcastic and not pleasant, no. So that is why they have used the camel's hump to convey the message that human are lazy, or to describe the laziness of human when they are doing work or without doing any work. They sit idle, reading a book by the fire. So everyone can do those, no. So in this poem, mainly the laziness of the human activities, or laziness of human who are sitting idle without working but just expecting to have something in return. So that kind of people's moralities are presented in this poem, The Camel's Hump. Okay, so mainly we call it that it comes under the theme of humor because it like a joke only, but still they are telling that it evades humor and funny out of the minds of readers. Okay, so this story, so first of all, it starts with the story of how the camel got its hump. Like, unlike the other animals, all the other animals have different features and appearances, but then the camel has a special feature of having a hump. So can anyone guess why does the camel have a hump on
Because
its back?
it's lazy and it does not do any work.
Yeah, so what is the main function of that hump?
Water.
Yes, exactly. So from that hump, the camel stores water. So mainly, we don't talk about that in this poem. Okay, so we say that camel has got its hump because, like Minha said, the camel has got its hump just because it was too lazy to do any work. Okay, so there is a, this is a folk tale, which means folk tale means it's not a true story, no, it is a woven story. So from that folk tale there is a separate story. Okay, how the camel got the big hump அப்படின்னு ஒரு ஸ்டோரிக்கு. ஸோ அந்த ஸ்டோரியில சொல்லுவாங்க எப்படி கேமலுக்கு ஹம்ப் வந்துச்சு. ஸோ இட் இஸ் லைக் ஃபார் த children entertainment there is a story. So in that story what happens is, uh, like camel lives in the desert, no, so in one place, like obviously dogs can't live in the desert, but then there is a woven story, no, it is a folk tale, no. So like small babies don't know that the dogs can't live in desert, like they just imagine everyone are in the zoo or everyone are in the what do you call, forest. Okay, so here what happens is there is a farmer man and there is ox, dogs, what else, ox, dogs, camels, and there is another animal also. So here everyone are assigned separate works. Okay, so the dog will come with the sticks and tell the camel, you also have to carry some and go. Okay, then the camel will say humph, like it is a noise of the, like yeah, it is a noise of the camel, you know. So like each animal has some noises, right? So likewise the camel will hump. So humph, humph, that is the sound of the camel. Okay, so whatever, like whoever calls the camel or yaar enna sonnalum, the only reply the camel will be giving is humph. Okay, that's all. So in that story the dog will come and tell, this is how the owner told us, if for you also to carry some sticks and go. Then the camel will be like humph, which means it can't do it. Okay, it won't follow anything, or like even if the owner tells, or even if the friends of the camel say, it won't be doing anything. Okay, it will just sit in one place. So it is like a weekday. Okay, Monday means working day, no, so they have presented Monday in solradi because it is a busy day. Okay, like not like weekends, but Monday to Friday or Monday to Saturday is a busy day, no. So on Monday, where the dog will come and say, you also should carry some sticks and go. So then the camel will say humph, which means it is very lazy, it is not going to do any work, it will just sit idle in one place. Okay, so it's Tuesday and the ox comes and says, you have some bundles of what wheat or like hay to carry to the farm, do this work. Okay, so then at that time also the camel will be saying humph, which means what, it is very lazy, the camel is very lazy. Okay, so that denotes that camel does not do any work, instead it just sits on the floor just lying. Okay, it is very lazy, or it does not want to do any work. Yeah,
Can I know the poem name?
we are doing the camel's hump here.
Okay, miss. Thank you.
Okay, so in that case, so first of all the dogs comes and say, and then the ox come and say, and then there is another animal also. Okay, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday ella naalum one animal come and assigns the work. But then still what does the camel say? What does the camel reply? Girls, come on. What does the camel reply if any of the animals or owners assign a work?
Um,
Yes, hump. Okay, so it's that is a sound of the camel, humph, hump. Okay, so it replies that and it does not do any work. So apdi there is a person called Dijin. Okay, Dijin means it is a ghost actually. In terms of, there's a lot of meaning for that. So in the last paragraph, first line, and the Digin of the garden too. So it is simply it means the ghost, but then that is the ghost which like எல்லாரையும் பார்த்துக்கொள்றது, like it is the owner of the forest or zoo. Okay, so that person is called Digin. So what does all of these animals do? Like the farmer says, if now camel is not working, no, your friend camel is not working, so it is a punishment for all of you all. You all have to do double the work. அப்படின்னு the owner says. Okay, if there is 4 animals, all 3 animals work. Okay, except for the camel, all the other 3 animals work. Okay, so at that time, like half of the work is remaining, no? So the owner is disappointed and the owner is telling, come here, your friend is not working, so what you have to do? Sorry. So all 3 of you all should share the work of the camel and you all should work double the amount. Okay, so that is how the owner assigns for the other animals also. So at this point, the animals get angry and they go to the Dijin. Dijin means the ghost, no? So then the Dijin says, okay, we'll do something. Then the Dijin comes to see the camel. Okay, so that Dijin is telling, why aren't you working? You also supposed to work. You can't do like this. And then somehow at that time only the camel is replying, no, I am getting a puff on my back. Okay, so the camel is telling a humph again. Okay, so when Dijin comes and say, why aren't you working and all, the camel is replying humph again. So then, but no sooner he said that, I'm sorry, give me a minute. Okay, so then the camel is telling Humph again when the legend comes and says, you also should work, you're not supposed to be lazy, you're not supposed to sit idle here, you also should work with the farm. And then the camel replies Humph. Okay, so and then after the legend, strictly after he asks, then the camel is telling, his back is getting puffing up and puffing up into a great big lolloping hump. Okay, so that the back of the camel is getting what, puffed up, which means they are telling, indirectly they are telling, if human did not work, or if human are very lazy sitting in one place, what will happen? They will become puffy, which means they will have extra amount of fat in their body. Okay, so that is what the reader is indirectly trying to say us. Okay, laziness will lead to extra size of body, which means puffing up of body. So then the camel is telling, I can't work because my back is puffing up and puffing up, and now I have a lolloping hump. Lolloping means like bubbly. Okay, it is bouncy, a bouncy hump. Okay, so that is the problem of the camel. So now the Dijon is telling, this is the only reason, that just because you were lazy only you have got this hump. But now you don't have any excuses. You have to carry that hump and work. So now it is the extra amount of work for the camel. So our work கொடுத்த நேரமே செஞ்சிருந்தா அந்த hump இல்லாம he could have done actively. But now 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, he has taken rest now. So now 3 days என்ன நடந்துக்கு, there is a puffing up in his back and he has got a hump now. So now from Thursday onwards he has to work with the hump, which means there is another external burden on him. Okay, so that is the azan. Okay.
Ma'am, finish.
Okay, so yeah, that is the like the folk tale story of how the camel got its hump. Okay, so that is actually a god's creation, in other words. But then in folk tales, due to children's entertainment, or to in order to evade humor, that is how the story comes. Okay, that is how the camel got its hump, and we say. Okay, so at last, what did the Dijon say? You have to carry that hump and work for the rest of the race. Now, சொன்ன நேரமே நீ work பண்ணியிருந்தா உங்களுக்கு hump வந்திக்காது. You wouldn't have puffed up. Okay, if you started working on that day itself. But now we can't help. You have to work with that hump even. So that is how the camel got its hump. Okay. So usually most of the animals have a special physical feature, no? To identify them. They have a special physical feature, which means we can say the what do you call, if you take animals, the rabbit have the long ears, tortoise have the like what very rough shell, what do you call, shell on them. Okay, snails also have a what is that, jelly structure. Okay, so that, like that, every most of the animals have a separate physical feature to identify them. Like birds have wings. Okay, so fish have gills, or it can only swim in water. So these are some special physical feature. Physical feature mean we can externally we can see and identify them. Okay, so at this point we can say that many animals have special physical feature to identify them. Okay, so for an example, it could be an external organ, or it could be a different color. Like crows are black, rabbits are usually light colored, Like that, it can be color also. Okay, it can be an external organ or sound also. Like crows have a different sound and fish do not make any sound. So likewise, we can differentiate. No, okay. So like that. So the camel's identity is what? It's hump. Okay, the camel's main physical feature, how we identify a camel is from its hump. No, so for an example, if we want to differentiate a zebra and a camel, like zebra have lines, that's fine, but then still they are like likely to be same. No, so at this point, how can we differentiate the camel is from its hump? Okay, that is the only physical feature that the camel has got in order to differentiate them. Okay, so that is visible as a lump, which means like it is a lump means like a bowl of fat. Okay, so yeah, so biologically, camels have a hump to store fat inside. Okay, so or to store water inside only. We say biologically, like in real terms, a camel has got its hump to store fat and store water. No? So poetically or mythically, we say like that. Okay, so poetically or mythically, hump is the symbol of the laziness for the camel. Note that down. Okay, so hump is the symbol of laziness. So what does the hump denote? The hump symbolizes laziness. Write that down. Okay, biologically, we say the hump is there for the camels to store fat and water. But poetically and mythically means not true. Myth என்ன கட்டுக்கதைன்னு சொல்லுவோம். Like myth மூட நம்பிக்கைன்னு சொல்லுவோம். That one. Okay, மூட நம்பிக்கைன்னு சொல்றது தான் English we say myth. Okay, so mythically and poetically we say the camel has got its hump. Okay, like it denotes laziness. Okay. So usually if the animals are taking some rest or if the animal is sleeping, do we say it is lazy? No, right? So usually we don't use the word laziness for animals, but instead we use the term laziness for human, right? So we don't use the word laziness for animals. But then why has the poet used laziness for camel? Like camel is an animal and the term laziness is mostly not being used for animals. It is mostly used for human. No? So that is why the poet has used the word laziness for camel here, which means he's not actually talking about the lazy camel. He's actually talking about the lazy humans. Okay, so we usually use the term laziness for humans. No, so here the poet has used the word laziness for the animals. Why? To be less harsh and more pleasant. Okay, which means like direct human are lazy in solla humans no read this poem. So at that time it will be very harsh, right? Harsh and aggressive. So that is why, in order to avoid that nature only, the poet has used the animal camel here. Okay, so first stanza, the camel's hump is an ugly lump, which, well, you may see at the zoo. But uglier yet is the hump we get from having too little to do. So here, the camel's hump is an ugly lump. Ugly lump means like it is ugly in the word. The adjective ugly is used why to denote that it is not so. It has a negative feeling. Okay, the poet has a negative impression on the hump or lump of the camel. Okay, he says the camel's hump is an ugly lump, which well you may see at the zoo. So camel's hump can be seen in the zoo. No, of course it is ugly. Okay, the poet is telling the camel's hump is seen at the zoo. Of course it is ugly, but then the human hump which we get when we are lazy is more uglier. Okay, here he is using comparison. He is comparing the tangible and physical hump of the camel with the intangible and imaginative hump of the human. Okay, nicely listen to me very carefully. The hump of the camel is tangible. Of course we can touch and feel it. No, tangible. The hump of the hump of the camel is tangible and we can like we can feel it. It is visible. Okay, but human's hump is intangible and imaginative. We have to imagine and see. Of course we can't see any hump on humans back. No, so like if there is any special disease only, there will be like what do you call, like iodine deficiency ella mandatan from around the neck and all, the people used to get a hump. That is something different. No. Okay, but here, when we are comparing the hump of the human and the hump of the hump of the camel is tangible and visible, but hump of the human is intangible and imaginative. We can't really touch and feel it, but then we like imagine hump on varum if they are lazy. Okay, so here in the first paragraph, the poet is comparing the hump of the camel with the hump of the human, which means he's telling, of course, both of these creations have hump, but human's hump is uglier than the camel's hump. Okay, so that is what the main idea in the paragraph 1. Okay, give me a minute, girl. Okay, so that is about the first paragraph. Okay, he's telling like he's comparing the human and the human's hump and camel's hump. So in the title itself we can see metaphor. Okay, metaphor means what? Comparing two unrelated things which has something in common. No, that is a definition of metaphor. For the literary technique metaphor, we say comparing two unrelated things which has something in common. So here also a camel and a human are two unrelated things. No, so a camel is an animal and a human is a different kind of species. So here two unrelated things are compared, but what is common in them? They have a hump. Both of these creations have got a hump. That is why we call it as a metaphor. Okay, so through the first paragraph we can see the technique metaphor, and also in the title also we can take as camel's hump. No, so here we can take as metaphor. Okay, so moving on to the next paragraph. Kiddies and grown-ups too. If we haven't enough to do. So here vowel rhyming is being used. Okay, so like here they have used what do you call vowel sounds, like long vowel sound. Okay, so and also like it is just to make the poem more funny and like humor than it. That is how it is. We get the hump, camellia's hump, the hump that is black and blue. So can anyone guess and tell me? Okay, so wait, coming from the beginning, kiddies and grown-ups too, if we haven't enough to do. So here he is telling not only the adults, okay, not only the adults are lazy, even the kids are lazy. Of course, you and I, even I am lazy, even you guys are lazy, right? So at certain point, we get tired, we get lazy, okay? So here, kiddies and grown-ups too, not only the adults, not only the kids, both the kids and the grown-ups are lazy, okay? So when are we lazy? If we haven't enough to do, if we don't have enough of things to do, we get lazy. Okay, if we have only little things to do, we get lazy. இது மட்டும் தானே நாளைக்கு செய்யும், இது கொஞ்சம் தானே இது இன்னொரு நாளைக்கு செய்யலும் அப்படின்னு we get lazy. Okay, if we don't have enough to do, we get the hump, camellia's hump, the hump that is black and blue. So when do we get that hump? Human don't have the hump all the time. Okay, so we get the hump only if we become lazy. So can anyone tell me the hump that is black and blue, why does the poet have used the color black and blue?
Ma'am, black it to bring like something shame.
Show that how much ugly, show the ugliness on that color is the hump that is black and blue. So if we use bright colors like yellow and yellow and white, we can say that it is.
Ma'am, were you talking all this time? We didn't hear.
No one heard?
No, ma'am.
Oops. Okay, wait. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, so I was talking about the second paragraph. Okay, kiddies and grown-ups too. So the poet is telling not only the adults, not only the kids, everyone are lazy. Kiddies and grown-ups are also lazy. So that long vowels to do that vowel is being used like to evade humor, not anything else. Okay, there's no any hard meanings within that, just to evade humor. We get the hump, camellia's hump, the hump that is black and blue. So when do we get this hump? When we are lazy. Okay, so I asked you all, why has the poet used the colors black and blue? Instead, he can use white and yellow and some bright colors now. So I have used these dark colors.
Um, be, because they are negative, they consider.
Yes, good. So like they are very dark, and dark and vara color, it is very dull and dark. No, so if he has used bright colors, that means it is very shining and bright and active. But then as it is black and blue, yeah. So these two are dark colors. No, like it is very dull and negative impression, which means he's telling the camel's hump is ugly. The human lump is very ugly. Okay. So there's no any other
Ma'am, if they
hidden
ask
meanings.
why is the hump uh, said to be black and blue?
You can say to show the ugliness or to show the dullness. Okay. Or we
Okay,
can
ma'am.
say these negative effects, or like அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு answer வரணும், like negatively dull, dark அப்படி, not bright and active and happy. Okay, it is very ugly and very very dark to show the ugliness of the lump of the camel, which means mainly the human's lump. No, that is why he has used the black and blue color. We climb out of bed with a frowsly head and a snarly, yarly voice. We shiver and scowl and we grunt and we growl. So when we are waking up, like obviously school போகல ஏ ஸ்கூல் போறோம் எழும்புறோம் அப்படி 6 மணிக்கு எழும்பி உட்காரல யாரும், like obviously we are lazy with a snarly yarly voice only ஆஹான்னு உட்காந்து ஒரு yawn பண்ணி மொல்ல பெட்ஷீட் எடுத்து slowly only we wake up, right? So that is what the poet has denoted, how the human wake up when in the morning. Okay, which means we climb out of the bed, which means we don't get out of the bed. We climb, like we crawl. Mulla mulla tavandi tavandi aranga kola sari. Sariya. Because I'm having a small throat ache. Okay, just with me. And a snarly yarly voice, we shiver and scowl and we grunt and we
Repetition.
sorry.
Snarly, yali. Repetition.
Not repetition, alliteration. You can say the sound is not getting repeated on the same word. No, snarly in the repetition. Snarly, ali, so it is like alliteration. We shiver and scowl and we grunt and we growl. So shiver, scowling, yeah.
Then for that, in the second paragraph, we had the to and do. Isn't that also alliteration?
Yeah. Yes, that's also alliteration. So mainly we can say it as rhyming. Okay, we say it as rhyming, but then we can also take it as alliteration.
Ma'am,
Because this is the
rhyming
end.
vowel.
Yeah, rhyming verse. Sorry, okay. We shiver and scowl and grunt and we growl. So shivering means you all know, no, that the kudarelam when we are too cold or if the temperature is not suitable, we shiver. Okay, so we shiver and scowl. Scowling means like angry look. Sandosma elumbarille yarum, like everyone are like Monday again, Tuesday again. So that is how it is. Okay, so we shiver and scowl and we grunt. Grunt means the sound of the pigs. Okay, so growling means sounds which are made with our nose and throat. Okay, so like it is mainly they are telling that we are not waking up happily. Okay, like if we are human, obviously human are very lazy to wake up. No, இன்னொரு 5 நிமிஷம் கூட தூங்கினா எல்லாருக்கும் நல்ல. Okay, but then it's not practical, but still. Girls, is my voice clear to you all?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
please.
Ma'am, if you can't drink some water, ma'am.
No, it's fine. I'm having a water, but still, like it's about 4 days. I'm not yet cured. Having a small
Ma'am, you
throat
could
pain.
have reschedule the class now, ma'am.
You all have exams in 60 days, girl. How could you say this?
No, you're not well, and that's why.
It's okay, it's okay. See how much dedicated I am for the students.
Yeah, we'll get an A for you. Because you
Wow,
were
that's all I
dedicated.
want. Even if I did not get my throat back, that's fine. If you all get A's for me. Okay, fine. Okay, so snarly, yarly voice, we shiver and scowl and we grunt and we growl. So here they have used these sounds to Okay, what imagery is this?
Auditory imagery.
Yes, auditory imagery. We can hear the sounds. Okay, so grunting is the sound of the pig, and scowling is an angry look. Shivering is, you all know shivering, no? And growl is also like making sound from our nose and throats. Okay, so at our bath and our boots and our toys. So when we are lazy, yeah, that is just that's the same paragraph, not our bath and our boots and our toys. Like wherever we go, at any place, we just feel lazy. It seems okay. We make this noise. We are not at all happy. We just don't do it with a happy face. That is what human attitudes are. When we wake up, we are obviously lazy. When we are going school or even Saturday Sundays, we don't wake up early. So even if we are waking up, yeah, a bit tired. உடனே எழுப்பி கட்டிலிட்டு வாரல்ல ஒரு 5 minutes உருண்டு அங்கே திரும்பி இங்கே திரும்பி மொல்ல வெளியே வரக்குள்ள obviously we are lazy. Okay. So, and there ought to be a corner for me, and I know there is one for you. When we get the hump, Camellia's hump, the hump that is black and so last two lines are repeated. Okay, so that is to show how much dull and negative effects the poet is trying to convey. Okay. So why have they told the word corner?
To represent laziness.
No.
Instances where we become lazy like that.
Yeah. Like usually if we take a corner, இப்போ ஒரு மூலையில போயிட்டு உட்கார்ந்து கொஞ்சி அப்படின்னு சொல்றது தானே. Like when we are like doing any work, we used to say அது ஒரு வேலையும் செய்யல ஒரு மூலையில போயிட்டு உட்காந்துச்சு அப்படின்னு. Like corner is like usually we are fixed for that place. Okay, that is a position where we are fixed. We don't like be flexible in that position. Okay. So here in this paragraph, mainly the poet speaks to the reader on the or the listener. He says that he is also lazy. Here he's telling, I have a corner, okay, and I know there is one for you. Okay, so he's telling he's also lazy. Like he's admitting the truth. Okay, he's not being what do you call? He's not being like overconfident. அவரா மட்டும் lazy இல்ல மத்தாக்கள் மட்டும் தான் lazy. He's not telling. He's telling he's also lazy, and there should be a place for him to fix the hump. Okay. So, can anyone tell me why did the camel get its hump? At the initial story, I told you all a folk tale, no?
Laziness.
Yes, it got the hump because of its laziness, no? So because of the punishment for his behavior, his attitudes. Okay, he did not know how to behave, so he got that lump. Okay, so yeah, the color of the hump is black and blue. Why is it black and blue? To show that it has a negative aspect or it is a dark colored thing. Okay. So what else? So we can say that it evades humor. Why? Because we can just imagine a human having a hump, which means at that point we get humor. Okay, it is considered to be fun. Okay, now the poet has all these while it is very sarcastic. No, he has criticized human are very lazy. He has to, if when it comes to a teacher, if the teacher is scolding you all for not doing the work and like if the teacher is always pointing out your mistakes, she has to say how to correct it as well, right? So if I'm telling you all are not doing work, so now even I have to say you all how to do the work. You have to write the answer. This is how the format, and I have to say. So, like that, the poet has criticized the human laziness so far, and now he's telling how to cure it. Okay. The cure for this ill is not to sit still. You can hear me, right?
Yes, miss.
Okay. So the cure for this ill is not to sit still or frowsed with a book by the fire, but to take a large hoe and a shovel also and dig till you gently perspire. So he's telling, yes, it is not good to be lazy, but still there is a cure for this. Okay. Even though human laziness is a disease, there is a cure, or this illness has a cure. So how do we cure this? It is how if we work. Okay, we have to work for that. We can't just sit still and we can't expect our disease to be cured. Instead, what should we do? We should take a large hoe. Hoe means what?
It's type of a gardening tool.
Exactly. In Sinhala we say udalla. Okay, so it is a gardening tool. Okay, shovel is also a gardening tool. Shovel, you all know that we collect the stuffs. Okay, so the poet is telling this disease can be only cured not if you sit still and read a book by the fire, but only if you take the a large hoe and shovel and start digging gently until you perspire. Perspire means sweat. Okay, so until your body sweats, you have
Ma'am,
to take. Yeah.
this line, the cure for the ill is not to sit still.
Mm-hmm.
The line came for the second term exam.
Uh-huh.
Okay, thing is wrong, ma'am. I sent to the paper. Could you just explain the line with that?
Yeah, sure. Can you resend that?
Now I sent, ma'am.
Okay, wait a sec. The cure for this ill is wait. Shall I forward that in the group? Is that fine?
Yes, Miss. Okay.
I mean, Shafia, is it okay with you?
Yeah, ma'am, fine.
Okay. Everyone, just look at that. Okay. I'll explain that part. The cure for this ill is not to sit still or frowst with a book by the fire, but to take a large hoe and a shovel also and dig till you gently perspire. So the poet is telling, of course, this is a disease, but still there is a cure. There is a way to cure this disease. How? Take a shovel and a hoe and start digging until you sweat. Okay. So in that line, they have given the cure for this ill is not to sit still or roused with a book by the fire. From which text are these lines taken? Who is the poet? So from the poem The Camel's Hump by Rudyard Kipling. What is the illness mentioned here? What is the illness? Is it having a hump?
Laziness.
Can anyone tell me the answer? What is the illness mentioned here? Yeah,
Laziness.
exactly. Being lazy. Okay, having a hump is like here அது physical present பண்ணிக்கிறது. ஏன்
ma'am.
hump வந்துச்சு?
இதுல இது வந்து கமல் ஹம் இல்ல வார டெக்ஸ்ட்னு மட்டும்தான் தெரியும். வேற ஒன்றும் பத்தி தெரியா?
Yeah, that's it. You didn't know how to answer. Now you can answer. No, like,
Yeah.
what is the illness mentioned here? The laziness. என்ன நோய்? Laziness. அதுக்கு என்ன மருந்து? Shower எடுக்கணும், hoe எடுக்கணும், go and start digging until you sweat. So that is the illness. This is the cure. The illness is being lazy. So for cure for being,
Solution means can we write working hard?
yeah, what is the solution? No. Wait. What is the solution given to the second one? What is the illness mentioned here? Being lazy. Okay, so what is the solution given to the problem in this extract? What is the solution given in
They're
this
telling
extract?
like a
What is
saw
it?
and a shovel, right? Hoe and a shovel
Exactly.
dig until we get sweat.
Here they are mainly going to test you the next two lines. They are அவங்க பாக்குறாங்க ரெண்டு லைன் தானே தந்திக்கு அடுத்த ரெண்டு லைன்ஸ் சொல்லிக்கிறாங்க how to key on it, right? So here they are testing whether you know the lines of the poem. So here you have to say what is the solution mentioned in the text. So you can't say work hard or anything. You have to say what is the solution mentioned in the test. Okay, you have to text. I mean, the extract they have told you take a hoe and a shovel and start digging until you gently sweat. So that is the only solution the poet has mentioned. No? So if they have just asked what is the solution in common to this illness, you can say working hard and abri you can write. But they have asked you Olunga particular they have mentioned what is the solution given to the problem in this extract. So you have to write in this extract the solution given to the problem of being lazy is to take a hoe and a shovel and start digging until we gently perspire or sweat. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Name a literary device in these lines. What is the effect of it? The cure for this ill is not to sit still or frowst with a book by the fire. What is a literary line you can say?
Rhyming scheme.
Rhyming scheme can be taken, yeah. Rhyming scheme, it creates an impact in the mind of the reader. They have given you marks, but then you can't.
One mark. So I how to write it?
Yeah, like you have to say, you can also say metaphor. Okay, throughout the poem, metaphor is used. So you can obviously say metaphor. That is the main answer they're expecting from you. Okay, metaphor. What is the effect of it? You can say like the poet has used the literary device metaphor to like to make the idea strong that the humans having a hump similar to the camel's hump. That is the effect of it. So why do they have என்னது metaphor யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கிறாங்க camel's hump வந்து இதோட compare பண்ண right, so that the hump is more stronger, it is very like stronger இப்படி சொல்லும் camel's hump வந்து laziness, அதே மாதிரி humanக்கும் hump க்கு laziness. That is metaphor, like I told you, comparing two unrelated things which has something in common. So human and animals are two unrelated things, but they have in common that hump that the poet is mentioning about the hump. So you can mainly say about metaphor, and that effect is being used to give the strong idea that the human are lazy just as the camels. Okay, do you understand, Shafia? Shafia, did you understand that part?
Yes, ma'am, understood.
Okay, so how about others?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, miss.
Okay, so moving on to the last paragraph. And then you will find that the sun and the wind and the digeon of the garden too have lifted the hump, the horrible hump, the hump that is black and blue. So digeon யாருன்னு சொன்னேன் ஃபர்ஸ்ட்ல நினைவிக்க அந்த ஸ்டோரி சொல்லக்கூட சொன்னேன்.
The ghost?
Yes, the ghost. Okay, digeon is the ghost. So here the poet is telling, if you take the shovel and hoe and start working, at that time only you will find the sun. Look your corner, look out in the, you will not know whether it is night, day or night, right? So the poet is telling, take the shovel, take the hoe, start digging until it sweats. So at that time you will see the sun and the wind. Okay, so sun and the wind. So வெளியே போனாதான் விலங்கும் காத்தா விளையாண்டு அதுமாய் வெளியே போனாதான் விலங்கும் ராவா பவலாண்டு. So here the poet is telling, to stand up from that corner. Okay, take the shovel, take the hoe, start digging until you perspire. Perspire means sweat. Okay, start digging until you perspire, and that time you will see the sun and the wind. Okay, and the digeon of the garden too, you can even see ghosts. Okay, so have lifted the hump, the horrible lump, the hump that is black. So can anyone tell me what's the technique used in the have lifted the hump and the horrible hump?
Um, Run on line? Sorry, enjambment?
No.
Mm,
What's the technique used in the last part? Have lifted the hump, the horrible hump.
Hyperbole?
No. வெளியால பார்க்கக்கொள்ளே விளங்குது அது என்ன டெக்னிக் உண்டு.
ma'am, கொஞ்சிறீங்க.
Like we should join and we should read together.
No, that is enjambment. No.
Alliteration?
No.
Anaphora?
Anaphora என்ன?
The first line, first part of the lines are
Please now
same.
everything she will
First
say.
part of the line and the same. First part of the lines were the same. Have lifted the hump, the horrible hump. No, right?
கொஞ்சிறீங்க.
Opposite of anaphora.
Anaphora.
Anaphora means the beginning of the two adjacent lines are same. That is called anaphora. What is the opposite of anaphora?
When the endings of the both lines are same?
Are the endings of the both lines are same?
Yes.
So what is the technique?
Epistrophe.
Very good. Epistrophe. Okay, so epistrophe, same word at the end. ஒரு curly bracket போட்டு எழுதிக்கோங்க, same word at the end, epistrophe. Epistrophe மட்டும் எழுதினா எப்படியுமே விளங்காது. இந்த ராவை தூங்கிட்டு 4 வேலை கேள்வி பாத்தீங்கன்னு ஒருத்தருக்குமே விளங்காது. epistrophe same word at the end. So write that also.
Ma'am, what's the spelling?
EPISTROPH. EPISTROPH. Clear, right?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, so at the last two paragraphs, the poet is telling, நீங்க போயிட்டு எழுப்பி போயிட்டு வேலை செஞ்சாதான் you will know what is outside. If you get up and if you work only, you will be able to see whether it is sunny or windy. Okay, you will be able to see the gardens too, the pigeons also. Okay, so for that, what should you do? You should lift that hump. Okay, what hump? The horrible hump. It is an adjective used. Okay, horrible is the adjective used to describe the hump of the camel. The hump that is black and blue. So this black and blue part is told 3 times to show what?
The dullness.
Yes,
Oh.
to the dullness or the ugliness of the hump. Okay, so I'm going to tell you all a very important point which you can include in your critical essay. Okay, so here the poem was written by the poet to bring the people out of the crouch potato culture. Crouch potato culture enna? So what is crouch potato culture?
Ma'am, they have repeated the black and blue, no? So that is repetition.
Yeah, okay.
What did you ask?
I asked you, I told you all a point that the poem was written by the poet to bring the people out of the crouch potato culture. I asked you what is meant by crouch potato culture. This word is a very good word to include in your critical essay. So the word path on the examiner flat idea. Okay, crouch potato culture.
It's like we're just being under a
Being
circle.
lazy?
Yes,
Just
yes.
sit in the corner.
Sorry. Yeah. Crouch like potatoes and then they எடுத்து like every vegetables எடுத்து வச்சாதான் அங்கிட்டு போகும். Like potatoes mainly we used to say it is very அது move பண்ணாது, like உட்கார்ந்த இடத்துல தான் இருக்கும் அது மாதிரி. Okay, so it is like that. Potatoes are mainly we used to say. In vegetable culture, if we say potatoes are lazy. Okay, so in animal culture we say camels are lazy. So mainly to denote human laziness only we use. Okay, so to say about crouch potato culture only, this you can write this point in introduction. Okay, this poem was written by the poet to bring the
Can
people.
you spell crouch?
Sorry.
Can you spell crouch?
Crouch. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
so you can write the poem was written by the poet to bring the people out of the crouch potato culture. Clear? Okay, so if we talk about like this is about the whole poem. Okay, now I'll talk about the plot or the like வெளியால் பார்க்கக்குள்ள the poem அப்படின்னு. I'll just talk about the poem now. Okay, this is the like explanation of each and every line. Okay, so ஏதாலும் ஒரு line doubts in that, just let me know. I'll just talk about the like whole idea of the poem. So we can say this is a sarcastic poem. Okay, the poet is trying to convey something indirectly to the minds of the readers, which means he's actually talking about the laziness of the human throughout the poem. But then he has used the camel's hump to be more pleasant. Okay, so we can say it is a sarcastic poem. Okay. So here the poet is sarcastic about the things done by the lazy people. Okay, so his sarcastic remarks help us to peep into our own life and get corrected the lazy habits. So what is the only lazy habit mentioned here? Like even we used to do அப்படின்னு சொல்றதுக்கு எந்த habit வந்து mention பண்ணிக்கு poemல?
Not working.
There is a particular habit. இதுதான் இந்த habit வந்து இப்படித்தான் human used to do அப்படின்ட்டு what incident is being mentioned in the poem?
Like sitting near a wood fire and just like taking rest.
Okay, so another one. Most importantly,
Like we climb out of the bed with a sleepy head.
Exactly, yes. So the way we wake up in the morning, okay, so that is directly being told how human wake up, okay. We shiver, scowl, we grunt, and we growl, okay. So here the poet is sarcastic about the lazy people who make faces and grunt and howl at home when they are doing even simple things. Simple thing of what? Waking up out of the bed. Okay, that's a very simple thing. So even that simple habit of human is being done very lazy. That means the start of the day, if we start off our day actively only, the rest of the times of the, I mean, the rest of the hours will go very, what do you call, actively. So here what happens is even human are so much lazy that they start off their day like this. They grunt and they howl, they can't even wake up properly. That is how the human attitudes and behaviors are brought out, similar to a camel, okay. So if we take imagery, we can say visual imagery also. Okay, so camels in the zoo with ugly lumps. So here this obviously visual imagery வந்து ஒரு separate technique எடுக்கல, but still visual imagery can be taken. What are the other imageries we saw in this poem?
Auditory imagery.
Okay, what else? The main thing which was repeated 3 times.
The hump is black and blue. That one, ma'am.
Exactly. What is imagery?
Visual imagery.
No. Color imagery. Okay, that is also like the main idea, but still we can say it is color.
color imagery.
Yeah. It is not specified, it will come under visual imagery most of the time, but we can separate it as color imagery as well. So auditory imagery is in the snarly yali voice. So adala vandu auditory imagery. Visual imagery obviously throughout the poem we can say. Color imagery, black and blue part. Okay, so that is it. So juxtaposition can be taken where? The last paragraph, and then you will find the sun and the wind. Wind வந்து பனிய வந்திக்கு, and the digging of the garden too. So that part is juxtaposed. Okay, what else? If you all can spot out any devices. Rhymes is used, right? In each stanza we get ending rhymes. Okay, rhyming obviously we can say. What else? Metaphor where?
On the heading was the hump.
On the title and throughout the poem we can say. Okay, so here mainly at which point is the humor being evaded?
Like kiddies and grown up.
Yes, good. So there is humor through language, there is humor through action, sound devices, and everything. There is humor. Okay, so yeah, that is about this poem. So tone of the poem is really humorous and sarcastic. Yeah. So what else? What else can you say? So I'll summarize the incident. Okay, like full incident என்ன நடக்குதுண்டா, the hump of a camel which one can see at the zoo is really ugly. That is what they are saying at the first part. Okay, like everyone can see camels in the zoo, and the lump of that or the hump of that camel is very ugly. But the hump the humans have got is really ugly. Like they have they have compared the hump of the camel with the hump of the human. Okay, so humans hump is more ugly than the camel's hump. Humans who do nothing or hardly any work have the human hump. Camel's hump means the hump that the camels have got. Human hump means the hump that the humans have got. How? By just being lazy or not doing any work. Okay, so in next paragraph, second one, we have small children as well as the grown-up people. If they do not do any work or if they do not do any day-to-day activities, they have a hump, a small hump, which is what colored?
Black and blue.
Yes, black and blue. In the third paragraph, in the morning, people get up from bed with burdened heads, with a series of yawns and scrawls and all the other sounds. Okay, and very ill-natural growling sound. Okay, so they shiver and they are very uneasy and angry and they make low gutted sound and roar when they wash, when they put on shoes, and when they play with their toys. When they are playing also, they keep yawning. Okay, so when we do not do any work, when we are lazy, definitely we have a what?
A hump.
Very good. We have a hump just as the camel does. Okay. So to cure, what should we do? To cure or recover from this disease, what should you do?
We should take a large hoe and a shovel also, and to dig it until we sweat out.
Exactly. To cure or recover from this disease, you should not go on sitting still reading a book by the fire. Instead, you should take a hoe and a shovel and start digging the soil until you perspire. Ifra, tell me what is the meaning of perspire? What is the meaning of perspire, Ifra?
Sorry, miss, I couldn't hear you. Can you tell again?
To cure or recover from this disease, you should not go on sitting still reading a book by the fire. Instead, you should take a hoe and a shovel and dig the soil until you perspire. What is the meaning of perspire?
Is it something like, I don't know the exact meaning, miss, but then I'm saying according to my knowledge, is it something like sweat or something you get after working out a lot?
Yes, yes, it is exactly sweat. Okay, perspire means sweat. So in the next paragraphs, then only you will find the sun and the wind in your environment. Only if you go out and take a shower and go and start digging, you'll start sweating. No, so at that point only you will find the sun and the wind in your environment and the digging of the garden. Okay, then only you can lift the horrible hump on your back, which is in the ugly colors of what? Black and blue. In the last stanza, the poet says that, or the poet emphasizes that, he too will get the hump as others if he too does not do any work. Okay, he's telling human with including him. Okay, he did not like criticize others, just expect him. Okay, he just included him as well. So if it comes to theme, what is the main theme here?
Humor.
Yes, humor. The poet is dealing with a common social matter of what? Being
Blazy.
exactly. The poet is dealing with a common social matter, laziness. Some people seem to be lazy and they hesitate to involve in any serious work, right? So, yeah, like they be very lazy, even if it is, if when it comes to education, it's a very serious matter to the kids. Like they be lazy to involve in the serious matters like education, okay? They do not like to work hard. The poet takes these people as camels because camels are also considered at what animals?
Lazy animals.
Yes, lazy animals. So the poet brings a moral as the theme of the poem. You should not be
Lazy.
lazy, but instead you should work.
Hard.
Exactly, very good. So that is the main idea of this. Okay. So other than that, I discussed the poetic techniques as well. No. So shall I give you all some questions?
Okay, ma'am.
Mm. So we can also see in the conclusion paragraph, you all can say the poet is dealing with a serious point, but here he creates much humor with sarcasm. That's a very nice point to end your answer. If you all want me to repeat, you all can ask.
Can you repeat it?
The poet is dealing with a serious point, but here he creates much humor with sarcasm. Okay, so the poet is dealing with a serious point, but here he creates much humor with sarcasm. Girls, I'll do the poem The Huntsman for the next class. Okay, I'm having a sore throat. It's very hard to speak continuously. So I have to do it very well, the Huntsman. So I'll continue the Huntsman in the next class. I'll send you all questions now. Is that fine?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So did you all understand this poem? Do you all have any doubts?
No, ma'am. It's crystal clear.
Girls, did I do the poem Upside Down by Alexander Kushner?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we have covered many parts now. I did not even expect that I'd be able to do this much because I started the classes late now. So we have covered all four proses, right? I mean, two prose and two short story. Wave done, Nightingale done, Lumber Room done, Lahore Attack done. We did all those, right?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. So if anyone of y'all was absent, please make sure to watch the recording and get those things covered, okay? Because all four pros are very important. Even in the extra question, y'all might get tested. Okay, so today I came up with a fun activity. I forgot. Wait. Before I send you all the questions, um, all three of y'all active, right? Y'all can hear me, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
ma'am.
Ma'am.
Okay, fine. So I'll be pointing out. Okay, I'll be just first of all I'll be reading two lines. Like we have studied a lot of poems so far, a lot of process and everything. No, so except for the dramas, we have done many parts. So now senja part na ungalku padichu sandhikira part, the parts from which I have taught you all already. I'll be telling two lines and I'll be pointing out people. Okay, so you all have to tell me from which lines are these taken. Okay, like I might be asking some other questions as well. Two lines read panni, I'll be asking a literary technique or sometimes from which poem is taken or any question depends. Okay, starting off with Minha.
Okay, ma'am.
Terence, look your last at me, for I come home no more. Who wrote this and what is the name of the poem?
It was written by A. Houseman, and the poem is The Farewell to the Barn and the Second Trees.
Good. Shafia, tell me, who is Terence and who says these words?
Terence is a person close, who is close to the narrator, and the words are spoken by Morris's brother.
Exactly. Ifra, tell me, where and when is this said?
This is said on the hill, I guess, in their farm. It is said when since the brother Terence is dead, means he's killed.
Shafia, do you think the answer is correct? Shafia, do you think the
Is
answer?
it the moment supposed to leave the country? He want to tell that
He
Sorry?
was supposed to leave the town, right?
when he was supposed to leave the town, like he
Mhm.
want to tell that.
Yeah, when he was supposed to leave the village or the town. Okay. So, Minha, tell me, what do the words look your last and come home no more indicate?
Indicates like he'll not come home no more, and it's like he's saying a goodbye for everyone, for
Okay,
the
Shafia, tell me another word for goodbye.
farewell.
Farewell.
Exactly. Okay. So that is about that extra question. So moving on to the next one. Ifra, starting off with Ifra. Speak silence with thy glimmering eyes and wash the dusk with silver. From which poem are these lines taken? Who wrote them?
These lines are taken from the poem To the Evening Star, written by William Blake.
Shafi, is that answer correct?
Ma'am, why are you asking me?
Just be fast. I'm just pointing out people and asking. You'll have to answer it very fast. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Minha, tell me, who is the speaker and whom is he addressing?
The speaker is William Blake, and he's addressing the planet Venus.
Ifra, is that answer right?
Please, can she repeat that again? It got stuck.
Minha, can you repeat it?
The narrator is speaking those words, and he's addressing the planet Venus.
Yes.
Okay. Shafia, name the literary devices used here. Speak silence with thy glimmering eyes and wash the dusk with silver.
Ma'am, this is from Evening Star, no?
Yeah, all this while you were talking about that, no?
Yeah. So could you repeat? I can't. Book?
Okay. Don't go through the books, okay? Just all memory, just try to answer. If it is wrong, it's okay. Human make mistake, okay? Speak silence with thy glimmering eyes and wash the dusk with silver. Speak silence with thy glimmering eyes and wash the
Language?
dusk with... Sorry?
Biblical language?
Very good. Another one. Name the literary devices to. I need to. If
Visual
anyone
images?
knows visual image technique ID kera.
Apa?
If anyone else knows the answer, you can raise your hand.
Can I give a try?
Mm?
Paradox?
Very good. Paradox or oxymoron. Speak silent. Can someone speak while being silent? No. Two
No.
opposite meanings within adjacent words. Adutha words la opposite meaning. So can Ifra give me another example of oxymoron or paradox?
Another example means from any poem.
Yeah, in not only poem, just about whatever you knew. Two opposite words, exactly side by side, two opposite meanings. If anyone else knows the answer, you can raise your hand. That's the common rule.
It doesn't need to come from the book then, miss.
No. Anywhere of the world. Speak silence means we can't keep silence while speaking. So that is oxymoron or paradox, opposite meaning. So I want a similar example, that's all.
Wait, miss. I'm thinking.
Mhm. A friendly fight. We can't be friends while fighting. A friendly fight is another example for paradox. Okay, so moving on to the next one.
Ma'am, could you repeat
Repeat what?
the question?
Yeah, I did not say still. Wait.
Miss, can it like is it paradox? Is it like two different? Like is it the opposites? Like
No, it's
hardly
opposite.
easy like that.
Sorry?
Hardly easy, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, miss.
Okay. Okay, so next one. Last I in first of all.
Minha.
Okay,
If
so now then
uh,
Ifra tell. Was she that dumb? Did she go in or not? We'll see when they carry them out. From which poem are these lines taken? Who wrote them?
Ifra, no?
Yeah, Ifra.
Miss,
ma'am,
You
can you
want me to
repeat?
repeat it? Was she that dumb? Did she go in or not? We'll see when they carry them out.
is it the terrorist he's watching?
Wow, very good. Who
Written by
wrote it?
Vislava something something.
Something?
I can remember Vislava and
This
Sesam.
poem is Borska.
It's Clara Simboska, okay? We want the writer's name accurately. We can't write something and come, okay?
Okay, miss.
Hmm. Okay, Minha, tell me, who is she and who is them?
Ma'am, I'm not even aware about this lesson, ma'am.
What? Didn't you join the class?
No, for the terrorists watching, I couldn't join.
Okay, so before tomorrow you have to watch the recording, okay? I'll be asking you if you have
Okay.
time.
Okay,
Okay, so
ma'am.
then Shafi answer. Who is she and who is them?
She is the girl that went inside
Hmm. The
the.
girl disappeared, okay? You can't say inside. We can't actually assume whether she went inside or not. No. So the girl that disappeared.
Girl.
Hmm. And who is
And
referred to as them?
them are the people who are going to die because of the bomb explode.
Exactly. So you can also say the people who are inside the bar. Okay. So Ifra, tell me, whose thoughts are these? Who, what are the feelings of this person at this moment? Who speaks these words?
These words are spoken by the terrorist who
Kept
who
the bomb.
come inside, and then he is like, he is with.
Shafia, what are the feelings of this person at this moment?
Eager.
Excited. Okay. Okay, now Minha start. Okay. He bit an angleworm in halves. I think you was not there for this poem also.
Ma'am, fine, you ask.
Okay. He bit an angleworm in halves and ate the fellow raw. And then he drank a dew from a convenient grass. From which poem are these lines taken?
A
Who wrote them?
bird came down the walk, and it was written by Emily Dickinson.
Good. Shafia, tell me, whose meal is described here? Sorry?
What did you tell?
Whose meal is being described here?
The birds.
The bird who came down the
Walk.
Yes, you have to give full answer, okay? Complete answer.
Okay.
Ifra, these lines show a special quality of the narrator. What is it?
Narrator is the one who is looking at the bird, so the
Yeah,
narrator is very observant.
exactly. Very good. Narrator is being very observant of the bird. Mm. Okay, next one. Ifra, tell me again. For them, avoiding bullets, shells, mines, and grenades was imperative for survival. From which line? From where are these lines taken? Who wrote them? Or from where does it come?
These lines are from the short story, um, the Lahore attack. It was written by Kumar Sangakkara.
Shafia, is that answer right?
Ma'am, my mother was grinding something, ma'am. I didn't hear.
Then Minha, tell me whether the answer was right.
It was half right, I think.
Okay, what is the half part which went wrong?
I think like it's an extract from the Cowdrey lecture. We should tell
No,
it.
that's no, apadi illa, that's fine. We can say it Lahore tag also.
Ma'am, you told to tell it like fully, right?
Did I say? Okay, so for perfect answer, we can say from the Colin Cowdrey lecture, the Lahore tag, spoken by Kumar Sangakkara. Okay, fine, but still, she told it was a short story Lahore tag. Is that right?
No,
No,
it's an
prose.
story.
So what is the difference between short story and a prose?
Short story is fiction. Prose is non-fiction.
Exactly. Ifra, what is the meaning of fiction and non-fiction?
Fiction means something which is lie. Non-fiction means something which has really happened.
Minha, is she right?
Non-fiction. Madam, I was not aware. Non-fiction mean?
Ifra, can you repeat?
Fiction means something which is fake, that has not happened. Non-fiction means something which is real.
Yeah, correct, no, ma'am.
Okay, correct. So, how is the exact answer supposed to be, Ifra? Is it a prose or a short story, Lahore attack?
It's a prose. The Lahore attack, spoken by Kumar Sangakkara. Sorry,
Ma'am,
Miss.
mention if it's prose or short story like that.
Yeah, okay. Sorry?
Should we mention that it's a
Yeah,
prose or short
exactly.
story like that?
We have to. Okay, so hereafter you shouldn't make that mistake. Okay, prose is something different, short story is something different. So under prose, we can take what are the two examples?
Wave and the Lahore attack.
For short story?
The night, the rose,
Nightingale and the rose.
Exactly. Next we have Minha. Oh life, our life, what would I do without this clown of a wife? From which poem are these lines taken? Who wrote them?
The Clown's Wife,
Mm,
and it was uh,
by
written by Johnson Agar.
Johnson Agard. Okay, we're confident. The Clown's Wife by Johnson Agard. Okay. What is the mindset of the speaker, Shafia, and who is the speaker?
The speaker is the clown's wife.
Mm.
Ma'am, could you repeat the sentence?
Oh life, our life. What would I do without this clown of a wife? What is our mindset?
Sorry, ma'am. It is spoken by the clown.
Mm. Mm.
Clown. Clown, ma'am.
Mm. Okay.
Frustration.
Minna, is she right?
I think it's by the Clown's Wife, no, ma'am. She's the
Yeah,
narrator.
it's by the clown's wife. It's not by the clown. Okay, the clown is not at all speaking here. What is
Ma'am,
the mindset
school
of her?
teachers teach us O life, our life. That is by
No,
the clown.
no. It is not by the clown. The clown, what is the main story in the poem? The clown is working as a clown as his profession. And when he comes home, he's not at all entertaining. Instead, what does the wife do? She takes the bottle of the red nose, she makes that funny clothes, and she juggles with eggs. But still, the husband is not at all laughing, or he's also not telling what is his problem, what is it bothering him inside. So at this point, the wife is very much worried. Oh, life, our life. What can I do by being the wife of his clown? I mean, wife of the clown. So the whole poem is spoken out by the wife. Okay, whoever the teacher is, please go and spot that out to her. That இப்படி இல்ல teacher, இப்படி தாண்டி சொல்லி கொடுங்க. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, next one. The wrinkled sea beneath him crawls. He watches from his mountain walls, and like a thunderbolt he falls. Ifra, from which poem are these lines taken? Who wrote them?
These lines are taken from the poem The Eagle, written
Hmm.
by Alfred Lord Tennyson.
Okay, Minha,
Yeah, ma'am.
who is he in this poem?
The Eagle.
Okay. Shafia, explain why the sea is wrinkled and why it crawls.
Because the sea moves.
Okay. And explain. I need more clarity.
Because the sea is beneath. No, the eagle is flying high in the sky, and the sea is down. So the sea seems wrinkled because of the flow of the waves.
Okay, so main reason is because of the distance. The sea is moving, okay, because of the distance of the eagle, as it is being perched at the highest of the mountain. He sees the sea as being wrinkled. Okay. So, Ifra, what is the literary devices you can identify in these lines?
Miss, can I have the lines again?
The wrinkled sea beneath him crawls, he watches from his mountain walls, and like a thunderbolt he falls.
There is personification,
Hmm?
and you want more than one?
Yes, of course. Because there is more than one. Any
Simile.
others?
I know.
Yeah, simile. And like a thunderbolt. Okay, simile.
Metaphor.
Metaphor also. Minha, tell me, what does thunderbolt signify in connection to the person referred to?
The way he fall, like the way he flies.
Exactly, the speed of his flight. Okay. Next line, Shafia. I have learned to wear many faces like dresses. home face, office face, street face, host face, cocktail face, with all their confirming smiles like a fixed portrait smile. Which
Once
poem
Upon
is this
a
one?
Time by Gabriel O'Cara.
Very good. Uh, Minha, what does the wearing of many faces indicate?
Like time to time he's like uh
The change in his attitudes and behavior in different occasions. Okay?
okay.
Yeah, like time to time he's changing his behaviors depending on the people and the occasion he's presented in. Ifra, what is it that has made the speaker learn to wear many faces?
The Western society.
Exactly. The impact from the Western culture. Shafia, what is the attitude of the speaker to this wearing of many faces? What does he think about this? Is he happy?
He, he is not happy.
Mm,
He is not happy acting.
mm,
He is disappointed.
good. Minha, in fine, we thought that he was everything to make us wish that we were in his place. Which poem? Who wrote it?
Sorry, madam.
In fine, we thought that he was everything to make us wish that we were in his place. From which poem and who wrote it?
Richard Corey by
By?
Arlington Robinson.
Is that right? Shafia.
Ma'am, I mean, I tell you answer again.
It's by the Richard Corey by this Arlington Robinson.
Edwin Arlington Robinson, ma'am.
Yes, correct. Make sure to write the correct spelling, okay? They used to check all this. So I'll repeat the lines again. Ifra, okay? In fine, we thought that he was everything to make us wish that we were in his place. Who is he and who are we? Who is he and who are we, Ifra?
He is Richard Corey, and we are the people on the pavement.
Minha, is she right?
Yes.
Okay. Minha, tell me, what feeling did we experience with regard to he?
Like the down payment people are thinking like he's richer than a king, so he's happy and his appearance look good. So they think like he's living a happy life.
Hmm?
And the down ma'am, repeat the question.
What feeling did we experience with regard to he?
Like we are not they are not able to afford to buy a meat and
Hmm?
yeah, right, ma'am, that's the answer, right? Like they're not
Yeah,
afford
okay.
to
Okay,
buy.
good.
Jealous?
Jealous and Sollela, they are just being happy and they're admiring Richard Corey, okay?
Okay.
If you tell me, in the context of the full poem, what do you think would have been the feelings of he towards we?
Sorry, miss.
Anyone?
Repeat it again.
In the context of the full poem, okay, throughout the whole poem, what do you think would have been the feelings of Richard Corey towards the people down the pavement?
Richard Corey, it's an untold reason why Richard Corey died, but suicided. But then still, I think Richard Corey might have thought that the people on the pavement might be happy having their families by close to them. Maybe like that.
Shafia, what do you think? Can you moderate the answer?
Ma'am, maybe he's like not happy with the life he's living
Mhm.
and more like into the life that the people on the pavement are living, like they are free, they don't have burdens on their head like that.
Minha, can you add some more and help Shafia?
Like his true on his point of view, he's thinking like even the down payment people are like going through a poverty, they are living a happy life. Even
Mhm.
like the down payment people are like describing like he's richer than a king. That means like he's rich, but even though he don't have a happiness.
Okay, good. Everyone's answer was right. Okay, like, yeah, you can write in many ways. So, next one. He lit a cigarette. He made rings with the smoke. He put the ashes in the ashtray without speaking to me, without looking at me. Ifra, from where are these lines taken? Who wrote them?
Please repeat, please, Lulu.
He lit a cigarette. He made rings with the smoke. He put the ashes in the ashtray without speaking to me, without looking at me.
This, wait, Miss, I know.
Mhm. I know, you know. We all know, we all know.
No, Miss, I truly know. I watched the recording a few days ago only.
Okay.
It is not.
Raise hand if anyone else knows the answer.
Wait. It's breakfast
Mm.
by uh that
That
Jacques.
uncle is my aunt.
No.
Uh,
Breakfast by Jacques pre something.
what? Prehistoric era.
No.
Trevor.
I
Yeah,
got
okay. புழுங்கா பேரை ஃபுல்லா சொல்லி விடுங்க நான் இப்ப இஃப்ன்ட்டு ரான்னு சொல்லாட்டி கோபம் வரும் தானே இஃப்ரான்னு சொல்லாம அப்படித்தான் சரியா ஸோ ஜாக்கஸ் ப்ரீவர்ட் Minha, what can you say about the relationship between the man and the speaker?
The wife is the narrator, so there is a damaged and broken relationship between the husband and the wife.
Hmm?
And like throughout the poem they tell like through the repetition we can understand that he didn't even look at her or he didn't even speak a word, so it's
Hmm.
something you don't want to talk to her or you want to be silent and like to
Hmm.
break the relationship with her.
Okay. So Shafia, why is she telling so? Why is Minha telling that it is a very dull relationship?
Because the husband doesn't talk with the wife, so even though the wife expects him to talk, he doesn't respond back. So there's a gap between both of them. He is thinking about something and he doesn't respond to a wife, and he's like not what கணக்கெடுக்கிறல்ல like that.
Okay. Okay. Ifra, what can you say about the mindset of the speaker?
This speaker is very mysterious person. He is very
Wait, what is the meaning of mischievous, Minha?
Parallel naughty.
Now is the wife naughty here? Ifra?
no, not mischievous, mysterious.
Mysterious. Okay. My bad. Sorry, okay. Okay, mysterious. Okay, continue.
Yes, you asked me about the wife or the man.
Who is the speaker here?
The speaker. Okay. The speaker is a wife.
So about the mindset of the speaker, which means the mindset of the wife.
The wife, she seems like a very lone person, eagerly waiting for that man to speak to her. But then this, instead of talking to her, he is just mysteriously coming, he's doing his work, and then he's leaving without even looking back.
Okay, so what is the mindset of the wife because of this behavior of the speaker? Sorry, behavior of his husband. So what kind of mindset will you have if your husband does this to you?
Sad,
Sad and only sad.
angry.
Angry and
Uh,
come on, literature is supposed to be descriptive. Anyone can help her.
I'm like frustrated.
Hmm. I
Like
don't want single good answers. I want explanations.
she expects love from her husband, so she's
Hmm.
frustrated that her husband doesn't have what conversations with her.
Hmm. Others?
Oh, you're going on.
What?
You're asking so much, ma'am. Enough, no, just 2 marks.
Okay. Okay, fine. Next. Okay. So I'll move on. Fine. Ma and Da they will walk out of their room. We will get out of here first and they'll join us. I had an image of my father walking out of the hotel. There were puddles everywhere. He had his trousers rolled up. I'll ring Ma on her mobile as soon as I get to a phone, I thought. From where is this extract taken? Who wrote them in her?
The Wave, and it was wrote by Sonalia Deraniagala.
Is she right, Shafia?
Sonali Derniagala.
Is she right, Ifra?
Yes, Miss.
No, all three of you are wrong.
Why Miss Sonali Deraniagal?
Sonali Derniagala.
Yeah.
Okay. From wave, Sonal Dirnipala. Sorry, answer.
Oh,
It's
from the pro,
exact
from the
way.
pro.
It was it was
Uh,
A memoria of flying after the tsunami.
yeah, that is not the thing. She told from wave by Sonal Dirnipala. Is that answer right?
An
Was
extract from the memoir.
Sonali Derniagala.
Exactly. How to use that word? That answer pila. From answer pila and dilla, you'll get only like a half or one. Okay. So from the prose, the wave by Sonali Dirnipala. Okay.
okay.
So I'll repeat those lines again. Ma and Da, they will walk out of their room. We'll get out of here first and they'll join us. I had an image of my father walking out of the hotel. There were puddles everywhere. He had his trousers rolled up. I'll ring Ma on her mobile as soon as I get to a phone, I thought. Um, where was she when these thoughts came to her, and what was she doing, Shafia?
She was running to the jeep.
Hmm.
What was she doing? She was running.
Okay, Ifra, is she right? Was she running?
Walking.
So I wasn't present for the prose, so I don't know. I didn't watch the recording yet.
Okay, so the next work you have to do is before tomorrow you have to watch the recording of the wave. Okay, I'll be asking.
She was sitting on the jeep, right? So when the
Sorry.
she
Ma'am,
was sitting
ma'am,
jeep,
read first, ma'am, and answer again.
No. Your chance is gone. Minha say.
she was
Ma'am,
sitting on the jeep, and when the son was thinking like he want the Archie, and on
Exactly.
that
She was
moment
inside the
only
jeep, not running or walking. Okay. She was inside the jeep. So this incident took place when Vic or Mali, okay, when the son was worried about Archie and Sia. Okay, they was left alone. So even she was worried that she couldn't even give a bang on the door. So she's comforting herself, or like she got these imaginations. Okay. So who comforted at this point when Sonali and his son and her son were very much worried? Who comforted them?
her husband.
Her husband. What is the name of her husband, Shafia?
Steve.
Uh, husband Steve. Okay. Okay, next one. It is more precious than emeralds and dearer than fine opals. Pearls and pomegranates cannot buy it, nor is it set forth in the marketplace. From where are these lines taken? Who wrote them? Ifra.
These lines are from the short story The Nightingale and the Rose, written by Oscar Wilde.
Good. Um, so, what is mentioned as it here, Shafia?
Love.
Is she correct, Minha?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, So here I'll repeat the lines again. It is more precious than emeralds and dearer than fine opals. Pearls and pomegranate cannot buy it, nor it is set forth in the marketplace. Minha, what does the expression set forth express about love?
It's like love is something valuable than the money or something like that.
Yes, the worth and value of love. Okay, of
But
true love.
It's
love is like useful than the logic.
Yes, okay. So mainly they are telling set forth in the marketplace now. Love வந்து விக்கிறதுக்கு இல்ல. That is so much valuable and pure. Okay, so we don't need to talk about logics here. So next one, it came up to his expectations. In the first place, it was large and dimly lit. One high window opening onto the forbidden garden being its only source of illumination. From where has this been taken and who wrote it? Minha. Sorry.
The Lumber Room by Saki.
Is she right, Shafia?
No, ma'am. The
Wait,
shop.
don't say that. Wait. Ifra, what is the right answer then?
the short story Lumber Room by Saki.
Short story Lambarom. That's all.
By Saki.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't hear you. Okay, next. It came up to his expectations. In the first place, it was large and dimly lit, one high window opening onto the forbidden garden being its only source of illumination. What is referred to as it and to whose expectations did it come up to, Minha?
Madam?
What is referred to as it and to whose expectations did it come up to?
It is the lumber room,
Hmm?
and expectation is for Nicholas.
Okay, good. Ifra, what is the forbidden garden?
The Forbidden Garden is the garden which has a lot of no, it's the gooseberry garden, right?
Okay, good. Shafia, to whom was the gooseberry garden forbidden and why?
Um, to Nicholas,
Mhm.
because the aunt had made that place like forbidden for the children to enter, because Nicholas had does so much mischievous things. She has punished Nicholas by not letting him to go inside the forbidden garden.
நல்ல தூங்கியே எலும்பேலும் எனக்கு இது நேத்துக்கு.
Yes.
Minna, can you tell it more shorter?
Ma'am, the aunt has punished him because he have put a frog in his wholesome bread and milk.
More simply, Ifra?
The aunt has given punishment. That's the answer.
Exactly. Nicholas was in disgrace. That's all. Nicholas was in punishment. That is why he was forbidden to enter into the garden. Okay, the simple answer is Nicholas was in disgrace. Disgrace na
Punishment.
நீங்க கொஞ்சம் சொன்னா நிறைய சொல்லுங்கன்றீங்க.
இப்ப யாரும் சொன்னேனா அப்படி இல்லை. இப்ப நீங்க எத்தனை மார்க்ஸ் நான் தருவேன்னு மென்ஷன் இட் இஸ் ஜஸ்ட் an oral test. To whom was it forbidden and why? It was forbidden to Nicholas because he was in disgrace. Simple. Why was it not well illuminated or lighted?
Because
Is the meeting being recorded?
Sorry?
Is the meeting being recorded?
Yeah, of course, can't help. Okay, tell me the answer. Why was it not well illuminated?
Because there was only one window.
Okay, good. What
That
else?
window was the only source of light.
Yes, very good. The only source of light for the lumber room was from the window. Okay, so the cure for this ill is not to sit still or frowst with a book by the fire. Where do you find these lines? Who wrote them in her?
the camel's hum
Hmm?
by I'm not getting his name. Yeah.
What?
It was
What Kipling?
Dumpling.
Yeah.
Rudyard Kipling.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so was that answer right, Shafia?
Ma'am, she said The Camel's Hump by Rudyard Kipling, right?
Yeah, is that right?
Huh?
Is that answer right?
Yes.
Well, do you think it is right?
Yeah, it's right. I'm confirmed. The
Minha,
Camel
do you think it is right?
Rudyard Kipling.
It is from the poem The Camel's Hump by Rudyard.
அப்படி வலிக்க வரணும் விளங்கிச்சா இப்போ
அவ்வளவு பேப்பர்ல மார்க்ஸ் போட்டிக்கு மேம்
ஏறேல
மேம்
we don't want to take risk. சரியா ரிஸ்க் எல்லாம் ரஸ்க் சாப்பிடுற மாதிரி டயலாக்ல வீணிக்கு வாங்க என்னத்துக்கு ரிஸ்க் from the poem The Camel's Hump. The Camel's Hump can be a prose, it can be a short story, it can be a drama, it can be a fiction or whatever. So write it from the இன்னும் 2 செகண்ட் கூட போகும் சரியா from the poem The Camel's Hump by Rudyard Kipling. Camel's Hump by Rudyard Kipling. It is very rude and harsh and unpleasant. That's all. Okay, so be accurate while writing the answer. So இந்த இன்னைக்கு செஞ்ச செஷன்ல y'all will be every time y'all will remember சும்மா poem first எழுதிக்கொண்டு போகாம first you have to write whether it is a poem, prose, short story or a drama. After that you have to continue that it is Camel's Hump or Wave or Twilight of a Crane or whatever. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, miss.
What is the illness mentioned here?
Laziness.
Good. I didn't do father and son for y'all, no. Toronto is in Twilight of a Crane, yes. Okay, next one, Shafia. All his life he was afraid to cross a bridge. He'd always wait unless the water was too deep or the embankment was too steep inside the brackets. Okay, clear? All his life he was afraid to cross a bridge. He'd always wait. Open bracket. இது இப்ப நான் சொல்ல போறது bracket உள்ளுக்கு. Unless the water was too deep or the embankment was too steep. From where are these lines taken? Who wrote them?
The poem Upside Down by Alexander Kushner.
Okay. Ifra, who is he mentioned here? Mention 2 of his person's characteristics that you find here.
Wait, miss, can you repeat the question again?
Who is he mentioned here? All his life he was afraid to cross a bridge. So who is he mentioned here?
He is that man who always did everything upside down.
Simply you can say what, Shafia?
Upside down.
Okay. So Minha, give 2 characteristics of this person you find here.
He's an eccentric person.
Okay.
And wait. And he's a dunderhead.
Okay. So what is the technique of additional information in the brackets, Shafia?
Ma'am, what?
What is the literary technique which is being used to refer to the additional information given within the brackets?
Parenthesis.
Wow, good. Is that right, Shafia? Minha?
Yes.
Okay, here we go, walking around a bird in the cage, walking round and round, round and round, until evening, until morning. Now, will you tell us who is behind you? Oh, sorry. That is from the, what?
So this one, The Twilight of the Crane by, Twilight of a Crane by, no. The drama Twilight of a Crane by Yuzuwa Kinoshita.
Wow, that is all I wanted from today's practical session. Okay, so was that clear, girls?
Yes, miss.
Was it boring or was it okay comparing to the other days?
Ma'am,
It
we'll
was,
do this daily.
Sorry?
it
We'll
was
do
in
this daily.
It was fun, right? So,
Yeah.
you might have learned something new. Idu poro, summa camel sump, summa toilet of a crane varad. Poem, drama, and pasunda varum. So that is the
Ma'am,
ultimate
next time
objective.
recording off பண்ணி செய்வோம்.
Okay, inshallah. Okay, so that is the ultimate objective of today's this practical and oral session. Okay, so I will be giving you all, I will be giving a lot of practice extra questions, and also, so hope you understood today's poem. I was having a small throat ache, so I couldn't speak very clearly. So I do
Ma'am,
the I got the
விளங்கவே ma'am.
sorry.
Throat take விளங்கல.
Okay, then
Yeah.
fine. So Huntsman, even I thought I had a plan of doing Huntsman today, but then Olunga, I'm not satisfied with talking broken things. So I thought of doing it next week. Okay, Huntsman order I will be doing father and son as well. Okay,
Miss, have you done big match?
no big match. I had to do big match also.
Okay, miss.
So I will be starting the drama Twilight of a Crane on February. Okay, February second week, inshallah.
Ma'am, February 11th exams. Third term.
Third term.
They changed the date.
February 11th. So literature வந்து எப்படியும் கொஞ்சம் லேட் ஆகும் தானே?
Ma'am, எப்படியும் first week வராது இப்போ.
Yeah, that's it. So I'll try to schedule an extra class and finish the Twilight of a Crane. எல்லாருக்கும் exam அந்த டேட்லயா?
No, miss, my third term finished. It finished last.
Yeah, grade 10 no.
Only for
Yeah.
government school, ma'am.
Minha? Government schools. Minha కి ఎప్పుడు exam third term? Okay, so inshallah.
எனக்கு முடிஞ்சு மேம்.
Okay, fine then. So government school மட்டும் pending. Okay, then before 11th, inshallah, I'll try to do. Okay, so first week of February at least. I'm having my exams on the first week of February, so I don't know whether I'll be able to schedule class on that day. Inshallah, we'll see. Okay. So I think Ifra completed all the answers for the Prose Nightingale and the Rose past paper questions. Shafia also completed. Minha sent me one. Send me the rest. Okay.
Okay ma'am.
So then I gave your marks no. So like நீ answer எனக்கு அனுப்பினோட நான் voice recordல ஒரு பிள்ளைகள் I mean the wrong ones எல்லாம் correct பண்ணி on which parts you all have to improve னு சொல்லி at the final part I would have told you all the marks also. So next time இப்போ marks எல்லாம் இப்போ நான் mark பண்ணி தந்திக்கிறதோட marksையும் அதுக்கு சைடில் போடுங்க சரி அந்த green color tick கொண்டு போகுது தானே குரூப்ல ஸோ அதோட சைடில் marksையும் போடுங்க ஸோ at last எல்லாரும் marksையும் வச்சு இப்போ 2016 for example we'll say if Shafia has scored 10 Mina has scored 14 and Ifra has scored 12. So Minha's answer will be uploaded for 2016 oral paper. So அது my highest marks உள்ள ஆட்கள் வந்து you all have to upload your answers in the group. That is how it will work.
Ma'am, when would you send the marks?
I'll send tonight. Okay, inshallah.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So Minha gave me a call after class. Okay.
Okay ma'am.
And so your session clear?
Yeah ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am. Ma'am, will
Okay.
you be sending notes on Once Upon a Time?
Yes, I'll be sending notes for Once Upon a Time and also the Camel's Hump extract questions with the notes. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Before when should we submit extract questions?
If you all are not hungry and not tired, you all can do sit and do and finish and go. If not, before tomorrow or before tomorrow night. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.